Battle report, 2,000 points. Big guns never tire with the Vanguard Strike, so the diagonal deployment zones. In no night fighting with Sisters of Battle here and Guard Allies versus Typhus and the Chaos Marines. So a Nurgle Chaos Marine, right? With 5 objectives. So we got an objective here, 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 and here. And in terms of what the armies are, so for the Sisters, they have 2 Exorcists. Boom, boom. A group of Penitent Engines, that's their heavies. They have a group of Guard Veteran. They have an Aegis line with Uriah guarding, rolling the Aegis there. They have 2 Death Cult Assassins and a Crusader. We've got a Command Squad here, so 2 vets with a mortar, a Master Ordnance, the Commander, and then a group of Battle Sisters. This is standing in for Lehman Russ until my Lehman Russ shows up. And then in reserve, we got Dominions, Battle Sisters, an Immolator, Seraphim, and Saint Celestine, who has the Furious Charge, Warlord trait, and a Vendetta. On the Chaos side,
we got 4 groups of Plague Marines, 6 plus a boss in each one of these, 9 Oblits, 2 groups of 21 cultists, zombies. I think that's it.
Typhus.
Typhus is also here.
All right, and so we're not night fighting. We're on round 1, and Chaos did not steal the initiative. The objectives so far: this one explodes every round. Potentially, it's booby trapped. This one's got a 3, which is we don't know yet. We'll look it up. Won't apply to round 1 anyway. So Sisters movement is done, which is pretty minimal. Since this is going to blow up every round, all but one girl moved away from it, and they're keeping their coherency, and she hopefully won't die this round. These tanks kind of rolled over so that they got a better line of sight to those. Penitent Engines come running forward or moving forward. Death Cult Assassins and Crusaders are sliding up behind them, and no one else moves. Okay, so we're done with Sisters shooting. There's no assaulting. Exorcist blows up a tank, and then we killed some guys inside. Other Exorcist blows up the other tank and didn't kill anyone inside. So Sisters have first blood. There's no assaulting, and there was some running here. Those guys, and that's it. So on to Chaos round 1. All right, we're done with Chaos move, shoot, and assault because there was no shooting. These guys ran towards this objective there, about a ½ inch away from identifying it. These guys, 12-inch plus 6 to 18-inch move. They both pop smoke. These guys ran. The sergeant's there in the back with his power fist, and they're in terrain, and so we're on to Sisters round 2. All right, coming in from reserve, Vendetta and Immolator with Dominions in it is over here. These girls come walking in. Saint Celestine and her Seraphim land, scatter into those people, and go right back into reserve. So we're on to move. So Sisters move have been done. Penitent Engines moving over there. These guard jump the Aegis line. They're here. These guys kind of move just a bit in case someone lands and assaults them. These girls walked on, so no one else moves other than these guards. Just move up to the edge of their buildings. So they might be able to shoot some guys. So firing is done. Shooting is done. A bunch of Plague Marines die. There's 2 left. This Rhino gets blown up. Guys get out. They get orbital barrage from the Master of Ordnance. It's very close to my own girls, but I didn't shoot myself this time, unlike last game. Killed their commander with the power fist because of the barrage. And a bunch of other guys shot, and nothing else goes down. Right, we didn't kill anyone here, right? No. And we're going to go on to the assaults. These Pent Engines actually already did it. They rolled the assault. They got a 2-inch assault. They did not get melted, and thus we're on to Plague Marines round 2. So on the reserve, Oblits come deep striking in. We took the Aegis line out because they landed on it, but they're okay. These guys are here, second group of Oblits. Crazy numbers. There's 2 units of zombies in that building, but they're not holding the objective yet. These guys come moving towards the Sisters. They're holding this objective, which is a re-rolling of 1's targeting array. These guys come through the terrain. They're over here. This vehicle rolls over here. These guys walk right next to the Lehman Russ, probably to melt it in the side. And that's it for movement. So we're going to go on to shooting. Uriah here shoots this Oblit and actually wounds him. For shooting, Oblits completely wipe out the Death Cult Assassins, Crusaders, and all but one guard, who makes his morale and is still standing. Rest of shooting, and then the assault. This group of sisters you don't see was shot. Nothing happened. And then 2 Plague Marines charge in. One of them gets killed. And then they get wiped. Well, they run off the board, actually. So it's the end of the sisters there. Exorcist gets blown up by this group of Oblits. And this cannot shoot or move this turn. Well, it can snap shoot, but that's it, because it got shaken. And we're on to Sisters round 3. So Sisters movement is done. This immolator immobilizes itself immediately. Vendetta's here. Daddy damage, doing nothing tank. Exorcist turns, faces there, giving itself cover at least. Uriah moves around. Pent engines come over. And we're done with the movement. Alright, so we've done Sisters shooting. Exorcist here shoots these Plague Marines. And they make feel no pain against Exorcist missiles. Twin link las cannons take 2 whole points off the Rhino, but it's still standing. These girls with bolters kill the last Plague Marine standing there. The Oblit squad here got hit by a ordnance from the Master of Ordnance and a mortar barrage, and they're just wiped out. Alright, on the assault, Penitent engines roll a 6-inch charge. They needed 7. They do not make it to the Oblits. Uriah and this lone sergeant charge the Obliterators. Uriah kills one. They kill Uriah. The sergeant breaks and runs. On the reserves, Typhus here. This is Typhus. Came in, deep struck, landed here, and then he's going to run. And then zombies are charging at the Sisters on the movement in the hope that they can get to them by the end of the game. Alright, now done with movement. These Obliterators move over here. Zombies are pouring out down the field. Typhus lands over there. These Marines are jumping out. These guys are running. They actually ran already, so jumped out, ran over here, and we are now ready for shooting. End of turn 3 for shooting. This is shaken. Lost a whole point. Lehman Rust blew up. Well, it wrecked. Quad cannon's gone. And that's it. So moving on to Sisters round 4. So we're done with Sisters movement. On the round 4 arrival, St. Celestine scatters to the edge of the board, and then I deploy girls around her, not taking them off the board. Moving on, this is still immobilized, so it's just going to turn its guns at Typhus there. These girls walk 6 inches. Exorcist does not immobilize itself. These do not move anywhere. Penitent engines are running here. This one lone guy backs up just a little bit, and we are done with movement. So Sisters shooting are done. These girls aren't dead. We just don't want them to fall off the table. They put 3 wounds onto Typhus by combined having 3 units and St. Celestine shoot him. This group of Plague Marines get shot a whole bunch, and they lost most, but there's still 2 guys standing in the ruins. And was it a flamer that did this guy 1 wound? Yeah, so he took a wound from a heavy flamer off that Penitent engine, and that is the end of Sisters shooting, so we're going to move on to assault. The Pent engines are going to assault him. So Penitent engines get the charge. Oblits roll a 1 on their only hit against them, which does not pen any of them or even glance them, and then the Oblits are wiped out by the Penitent engines, who consolidate. And we're on to bottom of 4, right? Bottom of 4. Movement. Documenting movement. Except for Typhus here, he's going to move in a second. These guys are encroaching on the objective here. Oblitz deep struck. One of them actually rolled a 1 and then a 1, so he actually took a wound. These guys are all encroaching on this objective here, coming in. The zombies came back on that objective. Did we ever determine what that objective did? No. So we got to figure out what it does. Does a 4.
Same thing that is
something useful for zombies.
Shooting, which
Yep.
is not relevant.
All right, so that's it. Typhus, he's charging a bunch of girls. Yep. Okay. Sisters' movement is done. These girls don't move. These pent engines move this way towards that objective, which I measured to make sure I was within range to hold it. That guy just kind of wanders. Dominions are over here. St. Celestine got back up with 1 wound. She did not fly. She ran to over there. This Vendetta is in hover mode, and it's right there in front of those oblets. And we're on to Sisters shooting with their 2 faith point. All right, Sisters shooting and assaults are over. We killed 1 oblit with the las cannons on that Vendetta. Typhus dies. These guys run. These guys shoot. They kill just like a handful. The orbital barrage kills a few more. Mortars do nothing. And we're on to the bottom of 5 with Plague Marines. Movement was pretty simple. Oblets. They're there. Zombies. Moving around. These guys are just coming in on this objective to kill all the guys in the building, and we're on to shoot. Alright, St. Celestine dies from 4 plasma bolts. Shots from those guns and the oblets, and she failed 1 save. So at the end of shooting, the lone vet sergeant here also got shot down. So here in this combat, 1 sister dies, and it just kind of continues. Alright, so Sister's movement is done. St. Celestine got back up with 2 wounds. These girls are coming at the oblets. That Vendetta is still hovering in front of the oblets. And we're on to shooting with a 1 faith point. So Sister's done with shooting. We killed 2 oblets. 1 oblet with a ton of Melta Bolter plasma fire and las cannons off the Vendetta. The other one's standing good. St. Celestine does not make her charge against those cultists, and these guys are locked in combat, so we're about to do the combat. Pent engines kind of hide behind the building. So at the end of the assault, the guard kill Plague Marine, but they run because they lose 4 guys. Plague Marines charge the girls. The girls lose 1. They roll a 3, so they're good on their morale, and they're just stuck in combat. And we're off to the last round of the game. So Sisters are done with the last round, their last round for the game. St. Celestine is contesting that objective, killed a bunch of zombies. We killed oblets, and there's this combat here, which we haven't resolved yet. So at the end of the last Sisters round, these guys are still locked in combat, losing 1, and we're on to the bottom of the Plague Marine. All right, so the game ends here. St. Celestine gets charged by 40-some zombies or something crazy like that, but survives. These girls do not get wiped out, but they're running, so they're fleeing away from the objective, which means the Plague Marines hold it, and the game is over.
Yes, sir.
And where are we?
Well,
so at the end of the game, there's 6 points of objectives, line breaking. He killed 3 heavies, bringing it up to 10. So 10 points on that, and then on the Sisters side, I got
3 points for that.
3 for an objective.
3 points for the oblets.
3 heavies, 6 line breaking and kill the boss and first blood. 9. So the Sisters lose by 1, and that's the end of the game.